Hey guys, it's me again. The guy. Um, it's very difficult to explain what I'm going through right now without the fear of sounding too crazy, you know. Thank you very much. I went through the most insane roller coaster ever. And it's been real. I'm going through extreme changes that nobody warned me about ever. So I went into absolute deliriousness. I actually completely lost my mind. Actually completely lost my mind. And reality has been so frightening because of that. Um, that's why I'm totally not keen on going down any conspiracy rabbit holes. Because what I see happening is far greater than what any book has said, besides the Bible, and what I ever heard, ever. So I looked for so much information, and it destroyed me, to be honest. Way too much information. And I don't want to watch TV anymore. Like, it's so bad. Like, I can't watch TV. Like, I can't watch TV at all. I cannot watch TV. I can't even go on my phone and look on social media. Like, you know, because I think so much, and I've been thinking so much. And it's literally almost killed me. But I started realizing some amazing stuff. It seems so frightening. Like, like yesterday, I conjured a lightning storm, and like the whole sky was glowing, like gamma radiation, which I don't think is radiation at all, to be honest with you. And but it's such amazing stuff because when it hits me, it hits my eyes, like the whole light flashes up. It hits my eyes, and then I feel myself like this crazy shit I'm going through, like almost feels like a fucking mental disease, but it's not. But I feel it healing with the light. So that I conjured the most insane lightning ever. It scared the crap out of me. It was like yellow. It was like it had energy all around it. Never seen lightning like that in my life. and it made the loudest noise. Like the loudest, biggest, strongest, most colorful lightning strike I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And after that, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's even too scary for me." So I came inside and I started basically just like trying to chill out, actually, because it's so intense. And I was going through so many existential moments, as it has been this whole entire year, which has which is really it's just freaked the shit out of me, to be honest. It's freaked the fucking shit out of me. Seriously. Reality is fucking scary. At least in the beginning, anyway. But there's something huge happening. And it's been such a process, as I keep saying. It's been such a process. It's been terrifying. But it caused me to have to lose all my fear. But it just got so bad. Like I went through like literally the worst case scenario in my life. Worst case scenario. So bad. And I would be honest, religion is some scary stuff. It is. It's fucking scary. Seriously. It's scary. It terrifies the crap out of me. But God always centers me. The way in which man has interpreted it, I don't know, I'm not even gonna blame man, but it's just, don't get me wrong, there's so much stuff in the Bible that saved my life, you know. But there's a lot of stuff that sent me to hell in my mind. It's bad. But I feel better every day. I just pray every single day, like, when is this gonna end? Can this please end? Please, can this end? And it feels like it's ending now. I'm so grateful. I never want to go through that again. Never. It's freaking terrifying. It's like when you stare too hard in your reflection and you see something that scares the shit out of you. That's what it's like. But the whole time and being so confused because not knowing what's real. Would stretch my imagination beyond belief, but jeez Louise, at what a cost. I don't want to go down that road again. That was fucking terrifying. That was the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my whole entire life. I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I have a family. You know, just a lot of people don't have. I spend my whole time looking out. I look in. Have to look in. I looked in. The issue was I explored every single scenario in my mind, and they all came real. I used to tell people like, "Hey, what you focus on is what what you fear, what you fear is, and you focus on is what happens. And it literally got to the point where it's instantaneously, like I'm thinking about it and it instantly happens. And then I got freaked out because I'm trying to explain this to myself. And I'm going through all of the most dark and twisted explanations ever. And then as you're going through those are instantly happening as soon as you start focusing on them. And then it was scared the shit out of me. And I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. So, I've been making videos after trying to contextualize, trying to speak about the stuff that I've been seeing and stuff. It's just so hard because at certain times I was literally like just in a not a good place at all. And I don't want to get too dramatic, but damn, so hectic. And all I can think about now is my family. Like when I come on and I make videos now, I have to like close my eyes and sort of like try to relax when you see me looking away and stuff because, and trust me, this doesn't feel hallucinogenic. That's the thing. Like mushroom trips are way better than this. This is some natural phenomenon that's happening inside of my brain that is and happening in my reality, and it's freaking me out because it's one thing to be going through stuff in your head, but when it's happening in your life, it's freaking scary. It's like as soon as you imagine it, let's say, and then it's like, oh, this is bad. I don't want to imagine this. This is bad. And it freaked me out. I'd speak to so many people, and it was like, what? And the ultimate realization I come back to is like, listen, after all that crazy, scary stuff, which I don't even want to have to speak about one day because I just want to move on as fast as possible, to be honest. But I can't. I have to do things in God's timing. So, but I don't want to look back to that. I mean, sheesh, I want to look forward, into the future. Looking into the past, I don't think it's good. It's not good for me. Although, unless I'm looking at like all the positive stuff that's happened in the past and not imagining stuff in my mind, which is so dangerous. And I said it once before. I said, it's so awful. I said it because it felt like a self fulfilling prophecy. But I said, what? What did I say? I said, assumptions are dangerous. And that turned out to be a startling fact. I also said once, unlimited faith or unlimited fear. And when I was in a time of crisis and need, I heard that whispered into my ear again. And then when I was in another crisis and time of need, then I remembered it. I said, I choose faith. No matter what, I choose faith. I just know things are going to get better. Everything's going to be okay. And that's what I have to focus on so much right now. But it's sort of coming naturally. It's just so freaky. It's so freaky. And even now, like, my body feels like my body's been feeling weird the whole time. This is going on for months. Like, people want to say, oh, you use some drugs or whatever. It's like, no, this is going on for months. This is like, go to bed, wake up, whole situation. The weeds help me, actually, because I'd freak out and then I'd be like, okay, I'll just calm down. And sort of just meditate and just relax and focus on good things. And it's so important to focus on the good. So, like, my mom always used to say to me when we get in fights, she'd be like, you always focus on the bad stuff. I'm sorry. I don't want to focus on the bad stuff anymore because the good stuff far outweighs the bad stuff. Like, you cannot believe it makes the bad stuff like non-existent. And just to know that I have, after what I've been through, it's just terrifying. And then it's like I went through every single thought and the reality that came with that thought. I just frightened the daylights out of me. Because some of those thoughts were not good. And I would experience them as well at the same time. And I'm so glad I'm alive right now. I've gone through fucking hell. Seriously. I'm so glad this is like finally seeming like it is ending. Months. But it took me so long to figure out what the hell is going on. I mean, I still don't even really know what the hell's going on, but I've seen the future so many times and it's so beautiful, and I'd have to keep going back to that to remember that, to calm myself down. What I saw in the future, you know? The thing was, it just seemed too good to be true and hard to believe, and there's far more negative weighing in my mind than there should have been. And I just completely lost this idea of there being goodness in my life and the world and in me, you know? And I've had to face every single subconscious fear in my mind, like directly. Whew, which I really wish I didn't have to, but geez Louise, I kind of had to. Well, I don't know if I had to or not, but that's just how it worked out. Like even now, like it's weird. Like I feel energy everywhere. Okay, I see energy. I try not to see it because at a certain point, that energy was like attacking me, and then I don't know what the hell was going on, and then I realized I was making it. Um, like so much stuff happens to me. Like damn, so much stuff. And I witnessed everything, and I'm just so grateful that everything's okay right now. Because the reality I went into is not okay. And then just so much crazy stuff. Like seriously, I don't even want to write a book on it. I just want to look forward into the future. But I'm seeing so much light everywhere. And at first, the light was freaking me out because it got so like you're seeing light, but this light is reacting with the environment. You know, it's like the roof, the wind. So I started moving the light around. I started realizing I could move the wind and stuff. But then that wasn't even as amazing as it should have been. It should have been so much more amazing figuring that out. But the issue was all these energies are fighting and like hitting you and like in your brain, and then all these negative thoughts, and it's just oh my god, 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 oh my god. And I can only hope and think and pray that this was inevitable. I can't think of how it could not have been inevitable, how it was avoidable. Well, it's not avoidable now because it's in the past. So you can't avoid what happened in the past. It happened. So it was so bad. I experienced all these different dimensions. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And it just got so bad. It got so bad because I didn't know what the fuck was going on the whole time. I didn't know what was happening. But now I seem to be fine. It almost seems like the left and right side of myself have been calibrating with this, like so, like the unlimited fear, the unlimited faith, unlimited goodness, unlimited ideas of evil, and it just all went through my mind, and they were just fighting like this. And as they're fighting, you just feel these energies going like everywhere, literally hitting you, and literally starting to feel like pain and stuff in your body. And then I went through everything you can imagine. I went through every single situation. A single day felt like years. And then sometimes quick, sometimes the days would fly by because I'd managed to find some peace, kinda. I mean, compared to how bad it was and how much better it's getting now, it seems to be getting better because it was so much worse in the beginning. So, so fucking scary. I try to be brave and eliminate my fear, which I did because I had to. I didn't have another choice. I was in the scariest situations ever, perceivably speaking, and fucking frightening. And I had to go through every single fear I had and didn't even know I had, or I'd picked up. And this is why I'm saying, like, I cannot listen to people, speak about spirituality and stuff. I like listening to stuff about like God and the eternal promise because that kept me going. Jeez, the eternal promise of heaven on earth, or whatever, just happiness. Finally, being happy. I want to be happy. I've been so fucking depressed for so long. That's the problem. I've been so depressed for so long. I never wanted to admit it to myself, but I've been so fucking depressed. It's insane. I've been so depressed. And at a certain point, I couldn't even cry. I had to force myself to cry. I was like, what is going on here? And then there's times where it's just the weirdest thing. It's so weird. I don't even want to speak about it. It's so fucking weird. Imagine hearing two thoughts at once, and then seeing them in the world somewhere, whether it's on the phone, the social media, or someone saying it. And then that freaked me out because I was like, what the fuck? Are people reading my mind? What the fuck is going on here? It was freaking me out. Jeez. And then I was trying to figure out, like, why are people saying what I'm thinking? And then that scared the fucking shit out of me. Because I was like, are they psychic? Is this huge conspiracy around me? Like, what is going on? And then my mind went down a whole fucking rabbit hole of explaining that. And then as you're explaining it, it's happening. So then you further start believing it more because you start thinking about something that happens. You're like, oh shit, fuck, it must be true. And then I went down a dark fucking rabbit hole trying to explain how the fuck are people saying what I'm thinking. It just scared the shit out of me. And trying to explain that to myself scared the shit out of me. Something's happening. Something's happening to me, man. I don't know what it is, but all I've ever hoped for and prayed for is like, listen, can there be peace, in the world and amongst people and my family. I love my family. I don't want to lose them, man. My greatest fear has been to lose them. That fear caught up with me and stared me right in the face in the most extreme situation ever in my mind, just instantly manifesting into my reality. It's so bad, and at the end of the day, it's okay because I realize, like, it's not my fault. Like, there's literally nothing I could have done to avoid what happened to me. Like, there's nothing. I can't think of anything. And I couldn't even have gone to like a psychiatrist or anything because the issue is, as I said, as soon as I'm thinking something, they're saying it. So it's like I would be sitting in front of the psychiatrist and knowing what they're going to say, and then I'd get weirded out because I'm thinking like, how are you saying what I'm thinking? Are you psychic or whatever? So I just couldn't be around any people. I had to shut myself off, and maybe that wasn't also good for me, but in a way, it was good for me. It's just inevitable. I can't regret it. Like I feel like I regret it, but and I feel guilt for that. But I'm thinking to myself, like, how could I avoid that? I can't think of a way that I could have avoided what happened. It was like it was fate. It was inevitable. There's no ways I could avoid it. So, and what I've been doing is stitching my brain back together. So you see me blinking now, like I know I'm blinking a lot, but my blinks are like extremely synchronized, which is, there's super small microcosmic details that I'm picking up on. But I've been going through this process of, I guess, synchronizing, harmonizing these two parts inside of myself, which is this unlimited faith and this unlimited fear. And this whole terrifying, bloody experience I've been through, and then at the end of it, just to realize, damn. So I said this earlier, but it wasn't only Doris. But Doris is a Dorothy, and I was also, I was Dorothy, and I was also the man behind the curtain, the veil, pulling the strings, and then so basically like Dorothy's lost in this like place, and she is things are scary and stuff. She's getting chased by witches and shit. And then helps the. It's crazy. I went through the Wizard of Oz, but in my own freaking way. But there's like every element of that story I had to find. Like, what is it? The lion needed to find his courage again. The Tin Man needed to find his heart. For fuck's sakes. You're kidding me. And the straw guy he had to find a body. The scarecrow. And that's literally what I've been through. I had to find courage. The lion that lost his courage. I had to find that courage. Because the situations I was instantly transported into were so terrifying that I felt the only thing I could do was to have courage. But the only way I could have courage was to have faith. You know? Couldn't lose faith. And then I felt like the Tin Man. I felt like a fucking robot. Literally, like a husk. I felt like a husk, and I felt like I was cold and not experiencing any emotions at all. So, hey, Rebecca, lovely to see you. And so I felt like the Tin Man as well. I felt like I had no emotions. But I knew I was, looking back, I was sad and scared, but I couldn't feel it at the time. It was just the weirdest thing. It's just, I went through so many emotions, but I had to learn how to feel again. It's crazy. Don't ever switch your feelings off. Seriously, you don't want to switch your feelings off. You do not. So I was a Tin Man that got his heart as well, the lion who got his courage, and the straw man who got his body, because I feel like I'm getting my body or whatever the case may be is, but what's the body story? But I felt like I was nobody and also not having a body, but I do have a body. At a certain point, I entered a reality where I had no body. I was just air. That was freaking scary because I was getting pushed around and dragged around and stuff. So then I woke up and I realized, no, I've got a body for a reason. I need to hold on to this body. I cannot. I've always feel that every single time you speak, you're in my head. Oh wow, that's strange. Okay, well, I'm trying to do less of that because yeah, I'm trying to do less of that because it's freaky. But yeah, it's freaky. So I felt like I was Dorothy, the scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the lion. And I was also at a certain stage the witch, and it turns out I was the man. Um, yeah, very freaky. I was the man behind the curtain. Pulling the the levers and stuff. And I feel like I'm finally on my way back to Kansas. So that's basically my year and life in a fucking nutshell. But that is no, it was this year. Like literally, this year has been the Wizard of Oz moment. Seriously, and it's like it's scary to think that you watch a movie and it's like I just went through all of that. We're not exactly like that, but yeah, I just went through that in my mind, and that was fucking scary. But it made me face all my fears. See, the lion had to face that situation to find his courage. They all had to go along that yellow brick road, essentially, to find what it is they were looking for. But little did they know, the yellow brick road turned into a fucking bit of a nightmare. And then, fortunately enough, they found the Wizard of Oz. Oh, it's be behind the curtains. And then Dorothy finally gets to go home with her little dog, of course. You know? And I felt like, at a certain point, I felt like James and the Giant Peach. Because I felt like I had this precious light and everyone wanted to take it away from me and hold on to it. And, you know, I went through everything in that movie. It is the weirdest thing. Like, you know, in the beginning, his parents died because of a rhinoceros, which is a bit crazy. It's a crazy story. Like, it immediately starts, then fucking rhinoceros kills his parents. It's just like, that movie is so sad. It's so sad. But then he flees his horrible situation and he goes and everyone's trying to eat his peach. And then he eventually realized that the best thing he could do was share his peach with everyone. So the story had a good ending, but it was just such a melancholy, sad movie. And even the ending, it's like, could have been a happy ending. You know, could have been a way happy ending. There was not a happy ending. So I felt like that at a certain point. It was fucking scary. And then I was actually cycling through those realities. So, you know, in reality and in my mind at the same time. So it's fucking terrifying. And in my mind, I'd lost my parents. It's fucking terrifying. But in a way, I felt like I had to, because just to realize, like, I love them so fucking much. Seriously, I love them so much. I love them. And I'm so happy I have a family. It's another movie I feel like. At a certain point, I felt like I was Jack and the Beanstalk. These stories, thank God they're just stories, you know? And that's the thing, they're all just stories. Everything people are speaking about, they're just fucking stories. That's the biggest thing I've had to realize. Like, I've had to realize it. It's just stories. But you know, Jack and the Giant, I mean, what kind of story is that to read to a child? Seriously, people need to change the storybook. Seriously, like, our TV is so full of violence and so full of like, really disturbing shit that shouldn't be going into people's fucking minds and not into my mind. You know? They shouldn't. And the shit is so fucking violent. Everything is sex, drugs, violence. Sex, drugs, violence. You know? It's fucking up my head. Sometimes I felt like a little kid again. Like literally, I literally was in the consciousness of myself as a child. There were some good moments. There was this moment I saw this, just like this man and this woman, very beautiful man, very beautiful woman, and they were holding each other. But it felt like I was the man in a way. And she was like a goddess, but they look at God and the goddess, and basically, but like they were very tanned, brown skin, almost like black. And it was just, they were in so much love in that moment. And I felt that love. That was an amazing thing to see. There was a moment where I felt the entire universe throughout my body. And that was beautiful because it felt like this love. And there was times where I'd be spinning around and I'd feel artwork, like living art, leaving my body and painting my entire reality. And I felt like a cloud at a certain point. And this is like being awake, like right now, and not doing any drugs besides a little bit of weed and some cigarettes. But the weed, like, fucking just calms me down. Because if I get too hyper and then smoke some weed and it's like, okay, chill, bro. Just chill, dude. It just makes it easier for me to speak to myself and go through the underlying emotions that I'm going through. And then it brings them to the surface, so you get quite paranoid at first. And then it's great because it brings these subconscious, belief systems or whatever that are essentially hurting your mind to the forefront, and then for you to deal with them, process them, and then release them. So I had to go through every single possible scenario in my mind of what is the problem. And I lived it every single time. I would simulate each one of those thoughts of my mind. I would simulate into my reality. And that was frightening because it's like, what is real? What is true? I don't know what's... And then I kept coming back. I'm like, okay, after all this crazy shit I've seen, what I know is real, because my whole belief of reality got turned on its freaking head. Like, imagine being Dorothy and going to freaking the land of Oz and going on that crazy trip and then coming back home. You know what I mean? And it's just like you come back and you're like, what is reality? Actually. Because I've heard so many things, so many theories of what reality is. And a lot of them are very scary because they're open-ended theories. And then you read something and then it takes your mind away, and then your mind's going somewhere it shouldn't go. And especially when fucking your mind is instantly manifesting into your reality, it's like, no, okay, you want to stay away from those ideas because those ideas are not good. So like a lot of this explanation of what reality is, how it works. Intelligence. That's what it is. It's a fucking lie. Intelligence is a lie. It's a fucking lie. I thought I had a lot of intelligence. I don't even want to say I do. I mean, I do, but it's not what you would consider intelligence. It's more what it's going to have to be is creativity combined with my heart, really, Because when I ask myself that question, like, what is real? After going through all that stuff, I remembered it's like, love. Love is real. Because I had to really dig back in my life to scan my life, which I did multiple times. I scanned like every single past moment in my life, sometimes from negative perspectives, and then going off on a tangent on assuming what is the story that I didn't hear then. And that's why I say, like, assumptions are dangerous. If put it this way, like, if you make an assumption about reality and then that assumption comes forward into your reality and you don't know, that you're bringing it forward into your own reality, then yeah, assumptions are dangerous. They're really dangerous. So we got to go back to what we know. Well, what do I know? I know God exists because I felt God. I felt a love for God. And it comes back to the love over and over again. What do I know is real love? Where does this love come from? My family, friends. I've seen it in people, with their children, with their families, and even in some movies and stuff, And it's it's like people who matter so much to you, you don't want to lose them. So that was my greatest fear, losing the people that matter to me the most. And then my other greatest fear is like dying. I mean, I'm not scared of dying, but I'm just terrified of not living towards my full potential and experiencing as the beauty and happiness and stuff, dreams, fantasies in my life, which I've felt in my heart for so long. This fantasy in my mind and in my heart and in my creativity that this dead and boring world. At least at first it seemed dead and boring. Although it wasn't. It's like as soon as when you get older, you get more cynical, and then you start describing this reality, and you look back in the past. Oh, dead and boring. Was it dead and boring when your parents were there, and then they were with you through all those moments, and there's some passionate encounters, and the love and the caring, and so forth and so on? It wasn't dead and boring then, And this is the problem. We look outside of ourselves, of our lives, of our family life. We're looking on the media. We're looking on the TV. We're looking everywhere except right here in front of us in our own house, in our own life. And then you're basically a vegetable connected to a computer because you're just feeding yourself visual imagery, which is like way too fast. We shouldn't. I don't think we should be. It's just too much information. Like, unless the information was just fun and happy, that would be cool. But some of it's so fucking serious and then throws you down a rabbit hole of thought. And it's like, I don't want to fucking go there because, like, literally my thoughts are manifesting immediately. So I don't want to go there because I don't want to manifest that shit. Okay. And then at the same time, it's like, well, that's also a fear because, like, how can I live my life being scared of, like, what it is I see? I think I just need to be more selective about what it is that I see and what it is that I pay more attention to. So if there was a movie about love and music about love or cartoon or whatever, and a special story and like a freaking victory moment that just gives hope, So like the Bible and Lord Jesus, this story gives hope, but a lot of hope, but at the same time, a lot of fear. It's a lot of fucking fear. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say didn't bring me a shitload of fear. It brought me a lot of fear. It brought me a lot of fear. It's like eternal hell. It's like what? And then there's Satan, and we're fucked. Basically, I'm fucked. And it's like, okay, well, I need to try to fix this. How do I fix this? And then you go down some other dark parts that you don't want to go down. And it's like, no, I can't do that. Okay, so I've literally had to disengage from fucking the Matrix completely. Try to get out of the city. Even I was living by the beach earlier before that, and then I was like, even this, I can't stay here. There's too many energies, too many people. And I'm not saying anything bad about the people, but the issue is like I'm so sensitive that I needed to get somewhere where there was less fucking noise so that I could think, especially now. And then I spent such an absolutely ginormous amount of time by myself, that is not healthy to do. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really not fucking healthy to do. But it was important for me to do that, although as terrifying as it fucking was, because of spinning through these parallel dimensions and realities that are just blowing my mind apart. It was fucking terrifying. So stuff's calming down now. Okay, my body is changing. It feels like it's changing right now. Like everything feels different. My whole entire body feels different. My skin feels different. the mobility, the synchronicity, the energy, the energy in my eyes, energy in my body, even my vision is changing. Like looking at my hands is a totally different experience. So it's like I've stepped into some sort of new reality, and I believe wholeheartedly that we're moving into a beautiful reality. I wholeheartedly believe we're moving into a really beautiful reality that is so good that it sounds too good to be true. And that was part of the problem. It's like we're not used to living in a fantasy. We've been used to living in block worlds, you know. And I don't want to speak too badly about the world because the world is just what it is. It just is what it is. Okay? Everyone wants to blame the world and why the world happened the way it did. And it's like, guys, seriously, no one's that fucking powerful. I promise you right now. No one is that powerful. Okay? To blame it all on one person, one family, one this, one that. It's like, no one's that powerful, guys. Trust me. There's so many variables at play that you couldn't. And there's variables we don't even comprehend. You know, like X is an unknown variable and then put that unknown variable with an unknown hypothesis, and then unknown hypothesis with unlimited variations. You try calculating that. Sorry, you can develop a quantum computer. You can do it. You can't do it. I'm sorry. You just can't. You just can't. It's just that we're awakening now, and the nature of reality seems weird. Shit's just seeming fucking weird. Like, go watch I don't want to watch the fucking news, but if I watch the fucking news, like, this is fucking weird. You go watch this, it's weird. You go watch social media, it's like, this is fucking weird. I'm sorry, it's fucking weird. What is going on in the world right now? This is fucking weird. I need to switch this shit off, and I need to, like, be here now. Because I've been looking out on this fucking black screen, this black mirror, the forbidden fruit, fucking Apple iPhone, and whatever the fuck else, technology. And in a way, you know, technology is great, but it's at the same time it's forbidden fucking fruit, to be honest with you, because it's like it's taking us away from being here now and focusing on what fucking matters. Like, don't be watching other people's fucking families and shit. Or not, like, watch your family. You know what I mean? Don't be watching the Kardashians and shit. Maybe you watch it with your family, whatever the case may be. But the point is, like, rather not do that. Rather focus on your own family. It's fucking weird. Like, we're watching shit on TV. I don't know, like TV, I don't know, guys. Like, it would be cool if the movies were like fucking super fantastical and magical and so much love and positivity, and people walk away from it feeling like, wow, this is great. I feel good. I feel optimistic. I feel hopeful. I don't feel like a sense of uncertainty based on where my creativity has led after this production in which it is that I've just witnessed. Same with the song. You know, listen to a song and be like, this is a cool song, but I don't know, like, this vibe is just freaking throwing me off right now. Like, you know, and so I've always loved that idea of bringing so much. Well, I'll tell you, there's a song, "Just Be Hopeful." There's a lot of good music, but some of it's really open for interpretation. But, you know, a song that's been getting me through is "Just Be Hopeful." Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful. And I know one day, I know it ain't easy, but that's okay. What a fucking good song. What a good message. Yeah, I wish there were more songs like that. Maybe they are, I'm just not finding them. But the point is, it's just mass mainstream media. It's like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What are we doing here? This isn't good. This is not life. It's not life. You're staring at a fucking screen. You start feeling like plastic after a while. You stare at the screen long enough, you start feeling like the plastic on the fucking TV itself that you're watching. It's just plasticky. It's not real. You know, I need real. I like being close to my mom and fucking her brushing my hair or some shit. Or next to my dad or giving him a hug. And just spending time and just enjoying them for them and being grateful that I even have them in my life, you know, like simple stuff. I've gone down every single complicated avenue and dimension of thought and reality in my mind and in reality itself. That after that terrifying fucking experience, I come back to square one, which is like, what is real? Okay, the love. Well, where do I know love? My family. You know, and I'm so fucking. I know I swear a lot. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. It's just I don't think swearing is bad. To be honest with you, like my personal opinion is, I don't think swearing is bad. I think people have a huge problem with swearing. I don't have a problem with swearing. Sometimes I swear, sometimes I don't. But just come back to being like my parents, man, my brother, my sister, my family. Yeah, fuck. Remember those times as a kid? Just simple times, man. The world was not fucking so complicated. Jeez, guys. This is the problem. When we invite TV and fucking all this shit into our life, it complicates the shit out of your life. Like now you've got all this information blasting through your head, and then your brain simultaneously going through all these potential scenarios, either giving you anxiety or insecurity or some feeling of angst or whatever, and then that you don't even realize that's manifesting into your life, and it's like, no, this is not good. We shouldn't be doing this. Actually, this is not good. I'm sorry, guys. And it's like we've gone into a realm of violence. Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah, it's like when I have a kid, my kid is not. If I have a kid, I'm just saying, like I would rather raise orphans and stuff. Maybe one day have a kid, that'd be cool. But if I had one, my kid wouldn't be watching shit like that. I swear to God, no. And that wouldn't be the world that he would live in, because I'd ensure that he doesn't watch that lie vision. Okay? Unless you can unless you're like me, unless you're not like me and you can sit down and watch a movie for it just being a movie. But the problem is all these movies are like, what is the message? What is the big takeaway? What's the point? You know, we're just watching a movie for sake. What is the point of a fucking movie? Like Interstellar was a good movie. It was fucking scary. It was terrifying. I mean, the world was in peril. It was in doom. He had to save it. He had to leave his daughter behind for like 28 years. He lost a relationship with his son. He goes out into space in this extremely terrifying, death-defying mission and has somehow survived it all. And goes to this Tesseract, which I literally feel like I've just been through Interstellar. Seriously. And but in the end, it's a beautiful heaven. He saved everyone. But it's just something about that movie. It's like one moment led to the next, like life. It's fucking just, I mean, you know, someone says, hey, do you want to go to space? I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. It's too fucking terrifying for me. Oh, for fuck's sakes. What? Oh, God. Instantly. Oh, thank God. Phew. Those UFO. I do not want to see any more UFOs. I'm done. I'm done with the space stuff. There's a light on the hill, thank God. Interesting. Okay, so sorry about that. So, and also, like, do the movies have to be so freaking terrifying? Like, we haven't seen what art can be in pure love and creating it with the intention of spreading, sharing love and the highlight significance and importance of that. I want to see more movies like that. But then again, I don't want to be watching movies. My life's a movie. Your life's a movie. All your lives is a movie. You're living in a movie. You have your own story. It doesn't matter where you've come from. Your story is so beautiful. It is so amazing. Trust me. If you go into they will say it could be worse. Oh, sure, yeah, you're right. But fortunately, not. It could be better. We said it could be worse. We said it could be better. It could be way better. So this language we use is like so indicative of how we're so accustomed to expecting the worst. We're trained at it. We are so used to expecting the absolute worst until that just takes your mind away on a bloody spiraling pathway to hell, which is essentially the road that leads to nowhere. Do I think hell exists? No. Based on what I've seen, no. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Do I think Satan exists? No, I don't. Thank God. Wow. Fucking scary, yeah. Anyway, so do I think heaven exists? Yes. 100%. 159,000,000% believe heaven exists. I've seen it. I've had so many visions and visions and dreams of it. And it's the only thing that's been keeping me going. So all I'm trying to do right now is like focus on heaven. And heaven for me is everyone being great, no problems, and magical stuff, and never-ending beautiful story. The happily ever after, which is so awesome. That's the great thing about fairy tales. It's like, oh, and then Shrek saved the queen, and then they have a happily ever after, and it's like, okay, can we have a movie about the happily ever after? Like, we always have the movies leading up to the happily ever after, but can we have a movie where we actually show what the happily ever after looks like? Like, and I don't think that's anybody's fault because nobody knows what that happily ever after looks like because we've never been exposed to it. But I believe we're yet to be exposed to it. But it's like, can we have a movie where it's the happily ever after? And then we can see the happily ever after? That's what I want to see. More than anything. So, and when I refer to movies, I'm referring to my life. So that's the sad part. I'm using movies. Or is it sad? Or it just is what it is. But I'm using movies as a reference towards life, which is not really great. I should be using life as a reference towards life. But then again, the movies help me explore life, and music and stuff. I'm done exploring. Okay, I've explored all the other stuff. I'm cool. Please, no more for me. I just want to explore a happy, lovely, beautiful life full of joy. And just positive news. For fuck's sake, stop watching the fucking news unless. Like, imagine a day where the news is just so fucking positive. You turn on the news, like, good morning, guys. And today we planted like magical fucking news. Like, oh wow, that's awesome. Yay, no pain, no suffering. Like, I don't want to hear about another war. I don't want war. I don't want war. It's horrible. It just should not exist. I don't want violence either. It just shouldn't exist. It does exist for now. That was one of the troubling thoughts I had in my mind. It's like, is reality just chaotic? Is there a point to this? Does this lead somewhere? But it does lead somewhere. After everything I've been through my mind, I'm absolutely convinced. And many times I was not convinced at all. And I'd lost so much hope because of that. I lost so much hope. I was at the bottom of the barrel in terms of bottomless, hopeless despair. I had to remember all the good things in order to get myself out of it. So I remembered back into my life. I remembered the amazing visions I've had of heaven and dreams of a beautiful reality. I remembered it. So in a way, I broke my brain and then had to perform brain surgery on my brain. But I mean, to be fair, all of our brains got broken after we were children. To be honest, that's actually what's happened. Yeah. A child, like, you're a child. It's like, if you got a good childhood, it's like it doesn't matter how well off your parents are, but just it's the happiness of being a child and seeing everything for the first time. Rip will be no more. Tears, no sorrow, no hurt. All of that is gone forever. Amazing. That is beautiful. And I believe that. Totally. That's amazing. And that's the way forward. You know? That is the way forward. So, this is incredible. I experienced everything. All the bad stuff. I want to experience all the good stuff now. But as I say, like, I had to go through that. It's a terrifying experience. It was fine the whole time. It was so terrifying. It was so hectic. So it's been a bit difficult for me to make videos unless I'm totally erratic and start going off in whatever dimension my mind's in. And start sounding like an absolute genocidal fucking maniac madman. But I'm fortunate enough out of that. Because it's like you go to sleep, you wake up, and then you realize, it's all cool, bro. It's all cool, dude. Your mind is just racing, bro. Like, you need to slow down your mind, dude. Seriously. So I started doing that. I started drinking some beers to help me, like, slow, which helped actually, to help me slow down my mind. It did. It's so weird. Everything's feeling so weird. My nails feel different. They feel sharp. Maybe I just need to cut them. So it's been difficult to make videos because of what I'm going through, and fear of judgments, so forth and so on. It's just too much fear. So it was super hard for me to make videos. I didn't know what I was going through, so I didn't know what to say or how to say it. But now I'm so glad. It feels like I'm coming together, and I've somehow stitched myself back together. And I feel a lot more calmer and able to make videos because I've been in a never-ending state of stress, fear, and anxiety. Totally nervous like the nervous breakdown of nervous breakdowns. I mean, you're talking about months that I've just gone through. I'm just one nervous breakdown after the other every day. But freaking Wizard of Oz situation. Scary. So fucking scary. So now I want to relax and take it easy and take things from there. And I know that so soon something magical is going to happen, because there's no ways I've just gone through all of this for nothing. Like, why would I just go through this, for a whole year? It has to be something beautiful. And I know there is, and I can feel it. It brings me a lot of relief, just knowing that. So, doing my best to calm down. It's going well so far. Compared to others, I never expected to get out of what I was going through. Actually, I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad. I wanted death. So I'm so grateful that I'm at this point now. I'm not like at 100%, but I'm at this point now, which is amazing compared to where I came from, because I honestly didn't think I was going to get out of what I was going through so many times. And I'd say, when is this going to end? And I'd pray and I'd pray and I'd pray. It's fun. So, but I've developed superpowers in the process. That might sound crazy, but I have. The issue is that when I experienced them, I was in so much terror and anger and agony that I couldn't even enjoy them. And I was like, so weird. Like, this is the moment when Spider-Man gets his powers, and then, like, it's so joyless. It's like, this is so lame. It's supposed to feel so inspiring and so empowering. But to me, it felt like, phew, couldn't even enjoy it. Moving stuff around with my mind. Like, I'll show you. Well, every day it's increasing the amount I'm able to move stuff. So I'm moving the wind, creating rain, creating storms, I'm predicting stuff. Sometimes I'm wrong with my predictions, but if it's rooted in love, I'm good. My predictions will be very good. If it's rooted in love and faith, And sometimes it's just so weird, guys. It's like, whoa. So I'm just trying to calm the heck down. And then as well, there's so much light, like, coming into this reality. And it's like things are glowing. And then I see these flashes of these bright colors go past my eyes all the time. Hey, Marina. Love you too. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks a lot for that love. I can feel it. It feels good. Thank you. I'm done with the fucking TV and shit. I'm done with the fucking news. I'm done with conspiracies. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm done. I can't do it. And now I'm developing, like, abilities which are freaking me out rather than down, because, well, I watch the clouds move. Like characters in the sky moving around in the sky. And I'm like, whoa, this is too much now. It's moving fast sometimes. So I've had to calm down and be like, dude, the clouds are not alive. It's just your mind projecting shit into them. And that's what I've had to realize. Like, our life is a projection of what's going on inside of us. Like, literally, it's a full-on projection. Everything I've seen shows it's a projection. Like now I'm seeing energies, and then like I feel this weird feeling go past, and then energies are fighting. They're fighting less. There's less of them now. Thankfully, before there was so many, and then they were all. See, if I have to explain this shit, I'm gonna seem fucking crazy. Seriously, I'm gonna seem nuts. But it's what's happening right now. Like I'm seeing it happen right now. So I've had to. Dude, can you imagine going to a psychiatrist and being like, "Yo, by the way, I see energy moving all over the fucking place, and fucking the list goes on." She'd be like, "Dude, you need to fucking." I don't know what the fuck they'd say, but they'd be like, "I don't know." They diagnosed me with some crazy shit or something. Seriously, but it's what I'm seeing right now. Okay, so I can't help what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? But I'm realizing that based on what's going on in my head determines what I see and whether those projections around me start attacking me energetically or not. Because at first I thought they were fucking demons or something. And then I thought they were reptilians. And then they fucking started doing all sorts of shit. And then, oh my lord. And then I realized, holy crap. And then they were attacking me. Like, you'd see them and then they'd attack me. And you're like, yo, I'm just trying to sleep, man. And then there were times where I didn't know if I was sleeping or dreaming. And that was freaking frightening. That was frightening. So, and then all the movies and the music, and then it's like, it's what's happening in my life. And then that got weird. I was like, what? And then I went down another conspiracy, and I'm like, I'm not going down this fucking conspiracy all again. I'm not doing it. I'm not. You can keep your conspiracy shit to yourself, focusing on heaven, and family and love, and fucking guys like you that I'd love to meet one day and actually have a circle of friends that just so much love. As a teen in the terrible 20s, I don't really have that. I had my family, which I really should have cherished and valued so much more, which I fortunately enough have the chance to do now. But I just always wanted friends where it's just so natural. Like we don't have to spew out conspiracy facts to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like we can just have fun rather. I think that's the key to a good friendship is fun and playing. Because I had amazing friendships when I was way younger. Really awesome friendships. And then you grow older, you start getting colder. The world gets colder. Until you hit a fucking midlife crisis. I hit my midlife crisis at 30 years old, right? It doesn't feel like a midlife crisis. It feels like a midlife super freaking infinite time crisis. It felt like it at least anyways. But I hit mine. Oh, shit. So, it's changing, guys. I mean, reality is changing. The fabric of reality is changing. And I have witnessed the whole thing first-handedly, and it broke my brain. It broke my brain. That's what it did. I'm done with conspiracies, guys. I'm fucking done. Fucking destroyed me. Destroyed me. I'm done. Should be focusing on what is right in front of me. Yeah, my family. But did you realize, like, the more we focus on COVID, the more COVID happened, and then as soon as people stop focusing on it, then it stopped happening? It's like, guys, you guys need to stop putting all the bad shit on the fucking news. Seriously, it's not fucking helping. It's not fucking helping at all. People, the war that it's like, we don't even know why they're at war. I just know it should be bombing innocent people's fucking houses, and it's probably not a good idea to put that on the news and blast it all day, every single day, and then everyone's thinking about war all the fucking time. And is that contributing to how much war is happening? Guys, chill. Chill. Like, watch the news. When I was, how old was I? I was young age. And then I saw the Twin Towers on TV, and it's like, no, I shouldn't have seen that at such an early age. It freaked me the fuck out and actually put me in a, like, I was autistic as it is, so watching that traumatized the shit out of me. Seriously. To this day, if I think back, it's like it traumatized me. You know? It's like, no, we need good stuff. As I said, my TV is off. I can't watch TV because my imagination's so responsive. I can't watch TV. My imagination's too wild, and it's way too responsive in my reality. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, if I imagine something, it will happen. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I imagine just good stuff, and then feel like good stuff to happen, you know? So I'm trying to do that. You know? I'm trying to, but I put so much pressure on myself. That's also the problem, huge problem. Like, this world we grow into, it's just so much pressure. Like, I'm so sensitive. There's so many sounds. I've been autistic my whole life. I didn't know it. Like, I'm autistic. You know? Whatever that means, I'm on another fucking wavelength, and that's the problem. And that's why it's been so, like, literally, I'm watching light fly out of my hand and stuff. Like, right now as I'm doing this. So, to a normal person, I will seem crazy. You know? I will seem crazy to a normal person. I am autistic as fuck. So I've grown up being so hypersensitive to everything. Like, hypersensitive. Like, way too sensitive. Like, I know I seem tough and brave and stuff, but underneath, in my psyche, I'm way too sensitive. Like, way too sensitive. And now I'm having to learn, like, it's okay to be sensitive, just imagine something better and believe in that. Because, like, if you're super sensitive and you don't have any faith, then it's scary. Like, you're feeling all these feelings and you don't know how to root them back with, like, faith and eternal promise and all that sort of stuff. It's scary. And right now, I'm seeing so much stuff happening in front of me. Like, at a certain point, I was like, I don't want to see this. Please, can this merge into one reality? I want to close my eyes or have them open and see all this stuff flying around my head. I don't know what the hell it is. At least I know it's not actually. I thought it was like ghosts or something at first, but it's not. It's like I can't explain it. It's like floating stars projecting light at me. But now I'm realizing like the more I forget about that, it changes. They change. They move, and I can feel them. That's the other thing. Okay, so like it's one thing seeing them, but then when they do a movement, feeling energy, like I see energy shoot at me, and then I feel it. So I wonder, like, am I becoming like an energy being? Because as I said, like my whole body feels so totally different every day. It's weird. Sometimes uncomfortable and weird. I've seen myself disappear in front of a mirror, okay, and that's sober. But my mind is fuck furthest thing from sober per se. You know, I mean, not that I took any drugs, but as I said, I'm fucking autistic Dorothy going into the land of Oz, and it's one thing seeing energy, but when you feel it, it gets a little scary. Especially when it starts pricking you. You're like, fuck, that's sore. So what I noticed is that actually most of the pain that we experience and feel is caused by our imagination. That's the funny thing. That's the crazy part. The pain in your body is caused by your imagination, which starts moving energies around in a funny way. And then these same things I'm seeing, you know, they energies within us or outside of us. I hope to not see them anymore because it'd be fucking crazy if I have to keep seeing these fucking things forever. Seriously, I can't see them anymore. But based on what I've seen in reality, it looks like the lights are about to switch on and like we're about to be instantly transformed to a new reality because every day there's more light, there's more energy. So I started learning how to move this energy around. This is too much. I don't want this. Like, there's got to be some other thing. It is too much, but it's calming down now. There's way worse, so I'm happy about that. And then sometimes I'll be able to actually take one of these things, and then I'll be able to turn them into something. Like the ones I turned it into, like this beautiful castle. And it was a lot. It's like wow. It's like seeing your imagination. But I don't want to see my fucking imagination that close my eyes. Makes me so disorientated. I don't know what the hell is happening. Like I see them now, and then sometimes it'll show me a picture or a movie, and then that will interact with me. Like I'll feel like this one time, like I saw food projected on the bed, like all these delicious delicacies and snacks I'd never seen before. And this cute little guy, he just brought me some food. I was like, thanks, bro. You know, I didn't see this when I was younger, by the way. This is the thing. I just felt it, and now I'm seeing what I've been feeling, but then it's just gone. It's a hyperdrive, like it's insane. But it's getting better. I feel a lot better, and I feel a lot safer. It's so scary. You know what I mean? It's not like just scary. I don't like being scared. I don't like being scared at all. I don't. Maybe I'll stop focusing on scary shit because fuck, it's not cool. But anyway, I feel like this light-based world I see around me, I feel like it's merging into this physical world because every day everything looks way different. Like the setting, the scene, the texture of things, trees, plants, they look more rich in fullness of detail, composition, and texture. And just look, it's like it's clearly something's happening. Like clearly something's happening because my reality is changing. Like how my reality looks is changing. And then the other thing is like everything looks closer, which is the weird part as well. Like there's some hills here, like everything looks closer. Like some of the roads feel shorter. So it almost feels like a dream when you go somewhere in a familiar setting within a dream, and the room doesn't look the same or looks a bit different. You know, everything feels a bit shorter. It's interesting. This feels so much longer before, you know. It's weird. But what I'm grateful and happy for, as I say over and over again, is my family. And you guys too. It's so crap having friends online who you'd love to be friends with in person. You know, like I felt so lonely, but I was a big cause of my loneliness, and I caused a lot of that loneliness. But I had to be lonely because my mind is so sensitive in such a fragile state that just being around people was like way too hectic. Way too hectic. And then they're saying what you're thinking, and then all the time, and you're like, I can't do this. I can't do this right now. I need to figure out what the fuck is going on before I actually do this anymore. So I had to do that. I had to come back to this house and just stay here and just fucking get my head straight, yeah. Get rid of this paralyzing fear is what it is. Oh my goodness gracious. Fear, 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 fear. So much fear. I don't want the news. I don't want to know what the fuck's happening on the fucking news. I don't care. I'm done. Pull me out. I'm out. If I go on YouTube, I'm listening to music like I'm listening to now. You know, I can't watch Netflix. Maybe on YouTube, I'd like to watch. I don't know. It's just I can't do it because it's too much information. You know, and information is getting to me. That's the problem. Like you go online, people start saying this and start saying that and start saying this and that. It's like, bro, you don't know, dude. Prove what the fuck you're saying. You don't know what the fuck you're saying. I'm sorry, dude. Prove what you're saying. You have no proof, bro. Prove what you're saying. And then you hear about this fucking alien and that fucking alien, and it's like, it's just too much. Done. And then you think about aliens, and the fucking UFO rocks up, and it's like, is the UFO rocking up because I'm thinking about it? Like, because I literally feel like I'm manifesting in the snow globe bubble of my experience. So, and that's what I'm saying, instantaneously. And being super autistic and sensitive is just been a fucking nightmare. It's been a complete and total nightmare. So I've had to detach from every conspiracy and realize, like, yo, this shit is bullshit, dude. I'm sorry, this shit's fucking bullshit. Because I went down the rabbit hole, I went to different dimensions, saw different beings, and then I thought it was all fucking real. And then until I realized, like, dude, wait a minute. What I'm thinking about is literally happening, bro. Like, and basically the energy I was going through, like I was just super terrified. Like I would see something terrifying, and shit would be terrifying around me in this environment and whatever. And then after going through that over and over again, and like being like, "Yo, dude," and I went through every fucking conspiracy in my head. Like, trust me, and I simulated it and experienced that simulated experience right then and there. So it freaked me the shit out because now, like, you're thinking about something, then it happens, and you're like, "Is this true because it's happening?" And then that throws you down another fucking tangent, and then it's like eventually you have to be like, yo, this is, I realize I'm like, yeah, based on how I'm feeling, like the whole theme of what's happening changes. You know, so I don't believe in these fucking conspiracies. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't. I'm plugging out. I'm plugging out. I'm out of it. I'm not in that game. I'm not in that game anymore. No, 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 no. Fuck no. I'm not. Sorry. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm out. Too much fear. Fuck sakes. It's like, no, I don't want to know, bro. I just want to know we're going to heaven and we're getting there. And our family and shit is coming along with, whatever. That shit's going to be happy for everyone. That's what I want to know. I don't want to know what's happening in the world. I don't want to hear about this president, that president, the fucking them and that. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done. They're fucking, there's something in my reality. It's never been in my reality. I brought it into my reality by focusing on it. And then by focusing on it, I brought it into my fucking reality. I'm like, no, I don't want that. That's some part of my reality. I'm good, thanks. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the mug, got the fridge magnets. I'm cool. Oh well, so well, yeah, well. I'll make a beer called Oh Well, or Yeah Well, or So Well. It's not bad. Anyway, so something huge is happening, and I was super scared at first, but now I'm getting into it. Okay, because I'm like I went through all my beliefs, I simulated every experience, went through every single experience, and I'm like, okay, no, this is all bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm out, plugging out. I don't want to fucking know. I don't want to know what's happening in Hollywood. I don't want to know fucking this and that. I don't want to know. No, it's renting space in my head for free. No one's paying me to keep that in my head. I don't want to keep that in my head. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any hard feelings or anything. I'm just saying, like, no, I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I want to be in my head. I don't want other things and other ideas that have nothing to do with me in my head. I need to start writing more about what I imagine reality being and how I imagine being and how I want to be. I need to write more. I need to write all the good shit. Like you gotta pray, you gotta imagine, you gotta focus on good shit, guys. Like it's something we have to do. But I believe it will be. There'll be a point where there's this miraculous transformation, and it'll be like all the weight is lifted off, and it's like, whoa, heaven on earth. And I believe that's coming very soon. To be honest with you, and I'm sure a lot of people can feel that too. Like even now, I'm seeing energy coming out of the computer. So I used to be like, whoa, all the weight, all the stress, the anxiety, the baggage, the heaviness, the uncertainty just strip off of me. Uh, and feeling like a newborn baby in like a fantastical reality that remains that way forever and ever. Amen. You know? And like online and comments and like, it's like, I'm glad I've got cool people here who are respectful and stuff, but like, even going online, it's like I'm reading some random shit. It's like, dude, I don't need to hear that, bro. Nobody needs that. Like people go and like, mean in comments and stuff. It's like, no, guys, no, don't do that. You can't ruin someone's energy like that. Don't be mean. Okay, don't be mean. Like we're all beautiful people doing our best, okay? For fuck's sakes, cut people some slack, okay? And cut yourself slack. I'm cutting myself slack. We all need to cut ourselves and each other as much slack as possible. And be as gentle and patient and loving with ourselves and others as possible. We are, in many ways, so durable yet very fragile, like beautiful little flowers that need to be looked after with great care. You know, you need to see yourself like that. You need to look after yourself with love and stop putting so much fucking pressure on yourself to do all this shit. Just trust that the best thing will work out, and it will. But when we feel all this pressure to do this mountain that we placed in front of ourselves, and people are like, "Oh, life's so tough." It's like, yeah, but you placed a mountain in front of you. That's my story. Like, I went through this insane, hellish, ghoulish experience of climbing these steps until some sort of breakthrough moment, and then realizing, holy crap, I put the mountain here. Like, I chose to climb this fucking mountain, and now I'm complaining about how fucking steep and scary and treacherous it is. So what I'm saying is, like, and I'm not gonna say picket battles because they're not fucking battles, but I'm gonna say, like, don't be so hard on yourself and set these like crazy goals that are based on society's standards of what it means to be alive, what reality is, what you are. Like, don't do that. No, it's not for you. Like, you are you. You need to love you for you. You have a name. No matter what your name may be, you need to learn to love your name. If you're not totally happy with it, love your name. You need to love you and respect you for you and who you are and your story and your family. Doesn't matter where the fuck you come from. Doesn't matter what your background is. You need to respect yourself, respect your story, and realize you have the greatest gift of all, life and an imagination and a mind and a future. But do not place unnecessary pressure at all based on what it is you think society expects of you to be or become in order to accept yourself and to be loved by others. You don't need all this shit to find love from other people. The only thing that we create is like whole thing of, oh, I need to be rich because if I'm not rich, then I'll never, the guys, I need to get a nice car so that I can impress the ladies. And if I don't impress the ladies, then they'll ever be proud of me and I won't feel like I've accomplished anything. And I need to be successful and have all these things. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's like, there's so much more, number one. Number two, don't base your personality off of that and your life and the pressure. Don't put pressure on yourself. But what I'm saying is like, don't look at other people and then see what they have and decide that's what you want. It's dangerous. Like, I'm not saying this, like, we all want to go on holiday. We all want to have amazing times. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we place this pressure on ourselves to live that life and to be that person, you don't need that. You're not being loving to yourself. You're not being kind to yourself at all. Like, you take 10 steps back and you need to be like, yo, I'll do the fucking best I can. Like, I love myself as myself, and I'm being very gentle and patient and loving with myself. But, and I need to be gentle and patient, man. And don't assume the worst about anyone or anything. Like, if you see someone looking at you the wrong way, don't think to yourself, oh, they probably hate me. Like, don't do that. You don't fucking know that. You have no fucking idea. Trust me, you've got no idea if they hate you or not. If they hated you, you would know. They don't hate you. So, it's like we walk past, people give us funny look, and it's like you don't know what's going through that dude's head, bro. Like, what's going to do with you, dude? Just live your life. Smile. You'll find when you do that, people will stop giving you funny looks. When you're walking as yourself, it's like we're not happy with ourselves and we feel as though there's something wrong with us. And then we go walk out in public, and then immediately someone looks at us the wrong way. So you've manifested that person and that whole experience of them giving you a funny look. And what I'm saying is like, don't dig into it. Just bless that person and realize like it's not what you think it is at all. Like it's just the world, which is your mirror, responding to how it is that you feel about yourself inside of yourself. It's inside out, guys. It's inside out. It's not outside in. The external world should never be a, total proof of where you're heading, where you're going, where you're leading, the happy ending, the fantasy that's about to happen. Like you should never look outside of you. Because if you look outside of you, you're going to find 1,051 different million reasons which you don't need at all. And that are going to lead you down endless pursuits and definitive dead ends. You don't want to do that. You want to go inside of yourself and you want to be calm, relax, and to create inside of you the world you want to see outside of you. And trust in that. And then don't put a pressure on it either, because it's like, patience really is a virtue. Because when we are like, yo, this shit needs to happen now, it's like, no, you don't need that pressure. Don't put that pressure. Don't put it like, oh, I need this and that. No, don't. Don't do that. Just go with the flow, do what you need to do, and trust everything will work out. And it will. It always does. And it happens so much more miraculously and graciously when we just go with the flow and realize that the flow is inside of us. We are creating the flow of our own lives. So it's so important to come inside of yourself and to deal with these turbulent energies you may be facing with inside of your body or with inside of your mind based on anything it is that you're going through or perceiving it is that you're going through. And the ultimate end result really is unconditional love. Because if you can't unconditionally love like your circumstance, your situation, your environment, the people within it, then you're creating that world, and it's just a self-fulfilling, illusory nightmare. You know what I mean? And don't read into things. Somebody says something in a certain mood or mode, or don't read into it. Trust me, people have their own stories. They've got their own shit going on. Trust me when I say that, like, you are not as much of a concern to them as it is that you think you are, because they've got their own shit going on. They've got their own story. There might be a reason why that guy looked in that direction, and he maybe thought of something, and then his face went funny. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know this. And we don't want people claiming to read other people's minds. No one can read anyone else's mind. So if you are, it's like, so you're not actually reading each other's mind at all. You're just in a dance of energy and conversation. But I've had to cycle through everything in reality in order to find out that everything, mostly everything I believed was a lie. But what wasn't a lie, fortunately enough, was the most realistic stuff I ever felt. And that was the love for my family, the feeling of a promise of a happily ever after, the feeling of something great about to happen, the feeling of all pain and sorrow going away, like Rebecca said, is written in Revelation 21.4. So we're spiraling. I want to say we're spiraling through, in a way, I want to say we're spiraling through thought. And I don't want to think all these things, because whatever I'm thinking is happening. But I just want to say this. Create your story in your mind, and just magical. We always think, oh, well, I'd love to go on a holiday, and I'd love for this magical dream reality to just happen. And then all of these questions start popping up in our head. It's like, how? And it's like, no, that's not how this works. You don't worry about how at all. You just think about it and then bam. Okay, the number one thing I've been doing in my whole life this whole time is worrying how. How can it happen? Ha da 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 da. Ha da 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 da. La 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 la. And I'm saying, don't worry about how. And it was a hard thing for me to do that. To be like, well, I want something magical and miraculous to happen to me, but so caught up on how I think reality works that it's so difficult to imagine some magic and miraculousness entering your life in that way. And eventually, after reality bends enough in your mind, it starts to become a lot more realistic and realize we really do create what we think of. Like, seriously. It's not something or some this or that. Like, you create what you're thinking about. So, what I'm saying is, like, clean out your thoughts, get rid of the stuff that is not serving you and your fears. The number one, and it's simple. You just got to realize, like, listen, like, you're not a bad person. You trust me, you're not a bad person. Whatever you think you've done, whatever you've gone through, you're not bad. Okay, and that you're not doomed, and that eternal promise applies to everyone, including you. Right? And it's a reality. You can feel it if you really sink your emotions into it and your mind into it. It's a reality. You can feel it. Your feelings are how I go by things, but feelings usually tell us what we're feeling, not really what's going on around the world. It's more so what we're feeling. And that's a huge distinction we need to make between ourselves and the world around us, is that it's feelings first. It's not the other way around. It's not you're feeling some vibes within a situation and da 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 da. No, you're looking at a situation subjectively. You're applying all these prejudices and you're coming up with all these assumptions that are determining your feeling, which is then determining your behavior within that environment and that environment's behavior with you. So their emotions and what we're doing, idealistically speaking, is mastering our emotions, and that's less about living in the minds of other people and more about living in your own mind. Because if you're walking around wondering what people are thinking about you, you're not in your own mind. You're in what you think is their mind, and it's a very dangerous place to be because, as I say, people are very complicated, very intricate. You cannot just go look at someone and assume a story. And as I've just explained to you, we're living in a mirror, so they will respond to you however you're feeling that day, however you're feeling in front of them. When you're talking to them, you will respond. That they will respond that way. Okay. So it's so dangerous to go into a situation and then to start assuming what someone else is thinking about you. Don't do that. Don't do that. And even if they're talking, you have a conversation, it seems a bit weird, it seems personal. It's not personal. It's like, this is the thing, we take things too personally. Like, someone starts speaking about something and it seems like it relates to us, and all of a sudden we think they're speaking about us, and it's like, no, they're not speaking about us. They're speaking about their own story. It just sounds very similar because we're similar people in funny ways. We in a way, I guess we're worried about being unique. We're all unique. There's nothing that can take away your uniqueness away. There's nothing that can take that away from you. We're all unique. That's why I say value your name, value your story. No matter how shit it may have been in your mind, but try to remember the fact that there was always love there. Because the thing is, like, as people get older, like, things get gloomier and darker, and it gets harder to remember all the love that was there in their life. And then, unfortunately, because of that, they lose hope. So I'm saying, like, don't lose hope. Like, don't scan your past and come up with all these this gray version of what happened to you, because I guarantee you that there was love. There were moments like there where you're smelling the flowers and just feeling totally free and totally happy. And we've all had those moments. Granted, we've had a lot of moments, but we've got to remember the good moments because they remind us of how good life is and how much promise there is in our own lives. You know? And every little bit of hope you can sink your teeth into, you do it. It sounds funny saying sink your teeth into it, but whatever you can hold on to that makes you hopeful, hold on to it. Never let it go. And hold on to it as though it is real. Because it is. And whatever you hold on to, hopelessness, it will become real. So, although not really, that's another fear saying, well, if we feel hopeless, then we'll be hopeless. It's like, no, actually, that's just another fear. What I'm simply saying is like, just be hopeful. Don't ever stop being hopeful. Don't ever lose hope. Because hope is what we hold on to. And we hope of all the things we love and the things we want to save and the things we want to keep and the dreams we want to keep and the dreams we want to experience and explore, which you have absolutely every right to do. So never lose hope of that, of feeling peaceful, feeling happy, of not feeling bogged down by the world, or bogged down by the heaviness within your own emotions and your own states of being. So, we're free. It's like, are we really free? We're born free. You're free. You're free. Your mind's free, man. And as long as your mind's free, your body and your soul will always be free. Especially when you realize that as much as possible. And that's when the real magic begins to start happening. When we realize we're free. Okay, and then you realize that, listen, like your mind cannot be trapped. The only trap, your mind's a prison. It's like, no, your mind's not a prison. Your mind's a good tool. But unfortunately, it can feel like that because sometimes we don't have as good of control as we would like to. That seemingly negative voice within our own heads, which is not actually negative. You need to make friends with it actually, and you need to get those two parts of you to agree with each other. So you don't keep running yourself down in your own head. It's very dangerous to do that. You really should not run yourself down in your own head. It's, I don't say dangerous, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to run yourself down in your own head. You want to become your best friend. And when you become your best friend, you'll become everyone else's best friend. Because when you're your own best friend, you're no longer having these negative conversations in your mind and coming up with all these prejudicial presumptions about what it is you thought you heard or you think is going on. And the sooner we can clean that up, the easier and better reality will become. When we realize that, life is what you believe it is. So you need to hold on to hope, because hope helps you hold on to the most beautiful belief of what it is that you expect reality and life to be. And that is very powerful because that internal composition within ourselves directly changes the fabric of your experience, of your reality in your life. It directly influences it instantaneously. So I know there's been some tough times, we've all been through tough times, but when we focus on those tough times, we totally forget about all the good times. And that's the issue. That's the issue, guys. We need to focus on only the good things, only the good times. The moments in our life when we felt loved, when we felt happiness, when we felt excited, pleasantly surprised, hopeful, giddy, loved, nurtured, or in awe. And just even remembering those ideas and concepts is enough. And to focus on that happiness, love. What do you want? I want happiness. Simple as that. Not how am I going to get the happiness? No, I just want to be happy. That's all I'm putting out there. I want to be happy. I believe I'll be happy. I believe I am happy. Sometimes I'm going to say it in present tense. I believe in hope. I believe in love. I believe in mercy. I believe in unconditional love, kindness. I won't say mercy, but you get the point. These thoughts and ideas, they're so crucial. Each word coming with its own energy of what that means to you, how that feels inside of you when you say that word or think about it. How do you feel when I speak about, you know, um, forever being safe and always being taken care of? And sometimes you gotta try to imagine it, because when you imagine it, you feel it. I feel safe. I feel as though everything is okay, and that I have absolutely nothing to worry about, and that I live in a beautiful dream reality where everything works out perfectly, and the entire environment which I'm in is completely peaceful, and I'm totally free and happy to explore this world, feeling totally marvelously comfortable in my own skin. It's so important, guys. It's so important. You're a computer. You need to program yourself. It's so important, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to sit there and focus on that idea for 5 minutes. It's like, no, you just say it, imagine it once, and it's there. And it helps saying it. Actually, I think it helps big time, especially saying it out loud, because it's just more of an experience, and the more of an experience that it may be, the more we feel it. So I want to say that, there is a happily ever after. And then I want to feel that, which I'm feeling now. There's a happily ever after. And everything is absolutely okay. And I or no one has anything to worry about. You imagine it and you feel it. And what you're doing is you're getting in touch with your feelings and in touch with how each concept and idea and imagining makes you feel. And ultimately, what it is that you're doing is you're mastering your emotions, mastering your energetic state. And at any given time, your energetic state is immediately reflecting to you. It's immediately reflecting to you. So I don't want that to scare you. It scared me. Maybe I had to go through it so that people don't have to go through it. But I don't believe people have to go through it. So I'd rather just go. I've gone through hell, and I'm going to give you the keys now. The key is literally as soon as you think of it and as soon as you feel it, it is instantly created in reality. So, like, let's say there's problems with people in your life that are fighting and you don't want them to be fighting. Imagine them being happy and as though they'll work everything out and feel that. Like, imagine it, or just imagine it. When you imagine it, you feel it. I don't even think you have to imagine it. I think you just need to feel it. I don't think there's rules to this, but what I do know Because what you focus on is instantly. Well, obviously, like if you focus on something positive in a negative uh, state of mind, that will distort things a little. So you want to try be relaxed about it and just go with the flow. Because it's important to feel relaxed. Sometimes like, oh, well, I'm saying it and I feel a bit anxious. It's important to it's important to feel relaxed. It is. So we're learning how to stay in a relaxed, peaceful, passive, calm, loving, and beautifully expectant state. I don't want to say expectant, but beautifully harmonized state, I suppose. We're traveling through beliefs and thoughts here. So, I believe that no matter what happens, no matter what I do, I'll be fine. If I make a mistake, it's okay. I'm allowed to make mistakes. Okay? I don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. In a way, we are perfect. But in another way, we're figuring out how perfect it is that we are by dealing with our imperfections head on and becoming at peace with them and realizing that the only reason it seems like an imperfection is because you're viewing it as one. So don't view your imperfections as imperfections. Don't. It's so interesting. I really just wish to go into more of a feeling-based reality, so it becomes less about circling around these ideas and these dialogues and conversations that I'm having in my head. It's interesting though. I kind of have to, but I know that one day I just want to feel, and I just want to, it's so important that people express themselves. So this doing this video stuff for me is an extremely important tool for me to express myself because it allows me to feel like I can speak and not be insecure about being heard and about being judged for what it is that I'm saying or how it is that I'm coming across. And I feel like I need that. I need a safe space in my own mind to feel like I can say what I want to say without being too worried about how people are going to look at me. And many times we get excited about what we like and we share it in a conversation and then people react funny. But what I've realized is that the only reason they're reacting funny is because you're actually expecting them to react funny, funnily enough. So I'm having to try and learn how to be expressive, how to how to be comfortably expressive around people because I want to be expressive. I'm not, just pouring a boring old plank. Um, I I've got emotions and I like to feel and I like to flow in the way that I can express myself, but many times I can seem very awkward in public situations because of my high sensitivity, which I'm learning, analyzing body language and so on and so on. It's a whole other rabbit hole I don't want to go down to anyway. Which is interesting. But then again, it's like intelligence is you want to escape intelligence. You want to escape the intent of intelligence. Funnily enough. Because when we get too intelligent with shit, it's like you don't know if that's the truth. You don't know. We don't know. We don't know what reality is. We don't know how any of this works. All I'm having to say is that I'd rather leave it as open-ended, experiential conversation. and not something that we get caught into the nuts and bolts of something. And it's like, yeah, I just want to sing. I just want to dance. I just want to be funny. I just want to speak about emotions and stuff. Like, I don't want to speak about stuff I've read in a book somewhere, I've seen on the news, or on the TV. It doesn't feel like I'm expressing myself. I want to sing. I want to dance. I want to jump around, play around, fly around. I want to go back to being more in tune with expressing myself as myself without having to use some sort of secondary information to facilitate the conversations it is that I'm having with people. You know, I want to be like, did you know? And if someone says it to me, I'll be like, well, that's interesting. I don't know that. But I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like using some form of media or supposed intelligence to facilitate a conversation. And I don't even know, I can't verify that information for you. Like, what? Like, no one can. And no one has. That's the thing. People read information, they think they know things, and they haven't verified anything. It's like, oh, that's very dangerous, guys. It's very dangerous. You don't want to do that, because then that means that there's a huge flaw in all your information. And then that means you got it all wrong. If it's like passed on information, like this scientist reads those papers, and the people that wrote those papers got that from all these assumptions and assertions and blah 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 blah, and nobody actually checked. And it's like you've just got all this broken telephone, secondhand communication. And then we're using this to communicate in our conversations. When we're like, I don't know, I don't fucking know. Is the space exist? I don't fucking know. I'll have to find out one day when I fly out. I can't fucking tell you. I'm not gonna claim to know. I don't fucking know. I would prefer if space didn't exist. Kind of scares the shit out of me, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. You know, someone says to me, oh, what do you think about it? I'm like, listen, dude, I don't care. I'm trying not to be rude about it, but I don't care. But then at the same time, it's like, well, I want to be respectful towards you. But it's like, dude, leave the TV in the TV, bro. Let's be in real life here now, you know? So let's be us here. Although sometimes it's interesting to hear a story and this or that, but like I've heard too many stories, like, and all the stories of like this world we don't live in that has nothing to do with us. And it's like, yeah, but I'm right here now. Like I'm living in a world now. Like I want to be here now and enjoy my world here now. Instead of this world that I don't even know exists out there because a TV screen showed me about it. I've got no proof of it being there. I can't tell you if they exist or not. I can't tell you, you know. So TV, huge problem, man. You know, I want to, but like as I said, I'm on YouTube. It's cool because, you know, I'm just sharing with you like my mindset, like where it is that I'm at, because like, you know, I can't even feel like I'm being lectured anymore by people who are saying, well, you know what, it's actually like this. And I'm like, yeah, but here we are again. It's square one. We're exchanging intelligence, and you're telling me about this belief of reality. I'm telling you about this belief of reality. And it's like, but how do we even know that our beliefs aren't creating that, because we're just believing it right here and right now? I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to exchange information. I want to exchange companionship, company, compassion, feelings, emotions, laughter. You know, I want to be here exchanging information, because I don't know about any of the information. I don't fucking know. I've heard some fucking guy say some shit on the fucking internet. I don't fucking know. I don't want to fucking know. I'm happy with what's happening right now. Okay, because like this world I'm living in now is what's happening right now. Like my direct, immediate world is what's happening right now. And then I'm going on this computer screen. It's like, I don't even know if America exists. Okay, this is a little bit funny. Throw that out there. But I don't know if America fucking exists. I don't fucking be there. I'm just seated on a fucking TV screen. How the fuck do I know? Let me tell you this. I don't. It's detracting from my own life, is what it's doing. Okay, America, this, that. It's detracting from my own fucking life. I'm busy thinking about other people that have nothing to do with me. They're not in my life. I'm not meeting them. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Like, it's like, yo, and then your parents are here, and then people are here, and it's like, yo, I should be thinking about them. I should be thinking about the people who are directly in my life, actually. And this is what these screens have done. They've just shown us this portal. In a way, it's been good, but in a way, it's been bad. Mostly bad, because it's showing us this portal of this land which prevents us from being in the world we're directly surrounded by. And being able to find a balanced, happy, harmonious experience within your direct life. Like, we don't enjoy life because we're too busy looking outside of a screen, out of the world out there, and wondering what if, and wondering what the hell's going on in other people's lives. And no wonder we don't enjoy our own lives, because like, we're absent in our own lives. You know, we're thinking about a whole million things. We're not even completely present. And it's like, because you're thinking about all these abstract topics and ideas, there's too much information that nobody can verify. I don't want to read another fucking book again. I don't want to study shit again. I don't want to study fucking nothing. The only thing I want to study is my imagination and what effect that has on reality directly. How to keep, and I'm saying studying within myself. Like the best place to learn, guys, is within yourself. There's no better place to learn. And that's why if you go learn within yourself, please just remember, like, you gotta have hope, a little bit of courage. You gotta have hope, because, you know, you gotta have that hope. Hey, Robin, nice to see you. Like, I'm just sharing, I'm just expressing myself right now. So I'm not like teaching you, but I'm just saying what I've been realizing. Okay? And I'm not going to say anything as critical as it stands. I'm just saying what I've realized at this current moment in time, what's important to me, and what's real to me. But I had to realize, I had to stop learning from people. Some people need to be taught. But it's also dangerous, because if someone's like, oh, I need to be taught, and then they'll go to anybody that will teach them online or this or that. This is dangerous, guys. This is fucking dangerous territory you're in now, because now you're like watching this guy on the internet and he's charismatic and whatever. And then he's just saying all this crazy shit. Now he's speaking about fucking aliens, he's speaking about this, speaking about that. It's like, fucking, I don't know. He doesn't know. We don't know. This is not good advice. Okay? Advice, this is the good advice. Like, my mom will give me such simple advice. I'll be like, that's all the fucking advice I needed. You know, that's all the advice I needed. My mom will say something so small. The war of the mind and so on. Something. And it's just so simple, and it's like, that's what I needed to hear for today. I'm good. I don't need to hear anymore. Not from her, but I'm saying, like, in terms of advice, like unless you're going, like, unless someone's, it's hard to. All I have to say is that the best place to find information is within yourself, and exploring what it is you believe. And the best way to explore what it is you believe is based on how it feels. If it feels good, then that's good. If it feels bad, that's bad. It's that simple. There's no mystery to this. If a thought or an idea feels good in your mind, like, that's the perfect indicator that you're on the right track. The fact that what it is you're thinking feels good, it's that simple. So we need to be our own teacher in that way, in which it is that we explore what it is we want to believe in, or what it is we do believe in, you know, and use whether or not what we're thinking about makes us feel good. But don't complicate the shit because it really needs to be so simple. It's like, yo, okay, I believe in happily ever after. That's it. I don't need to explain that to you. I just know that magically, somehow, very soon, stuff's going to get so magical. I'm using this as an example. That's also the reality. But as an example, I'm like, people be like, I'll say something like, I believe in magic, whatever. But they'll be like, but why? I'll be like, I just do. I just feel that way. I can't explain. If I spend time here explaining my feelings to you, it's like sometimes I can't explain to you why I feel this way. I don't know. I just feel that it feels good. Okay, so I'm going with that. It feels good to me. I'm going with that. Yeah, it is simple. And we need to simplify things for ourselves by not going out and fucking absorbing all this information that you can't even verify. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. Like honestly, and even if you went down that rabbit hole, you're going down a rabbit hole of reality. Down that fucking rabbit hole, your life is going to become whatever fucking information you are absorbing into your mind. So if you don't want your life to resonate with that sort of information, don't go down that path, is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is like the best information we should be utilizing is the information in our mind, in our hearts, in our current direct life. That's all the information you need. And don't even overthink that. Because then you're going to start overanalyzing people. You're going to become far too assumptuous of what it is you think it is that they're thinking. What you need to do is you need to continually navigate your experiences in thought by choosing to believe that everything is absolutely okay and and because it feels good. So if it feels good, it must be true. And it's really that simple. That's what I found out. If it feels scary, it's scary. If it feels good, it's good. If it's good, it's good. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's that simple. Like you want to think about your fairy tale life and as though it's going to happen, and that feels good to you, and you don't need any other reason to believe that that's going to happen other than the fact that when you thought about it, it felt good. That's what I'm saying. That's actually what I'm saying, and I'm probably saying that is probably the best advice that sums up any advice that I could give, which is if it feels good, it's good. Yeah. You know, they say if it smells like shit, looks like shit. Well, I'm saying if it feels good, it feels amazing, feels beautiful. Yeah, it's good. Think about that. You want to think about ice cream because you just on a hot summer's day at a beach or whatever. Think about that. Think about the dream house. Think about the dream reality. Think about the end of pain and suffering. Your passed on loved ones, and so they exist and they're there. And you're never going to lose them. And you're always there's no other reason. And if it feels, it's true. It's true. And that's what I'm realizing, guys. It's the biggest lesson I've had to teach myself. It's like with all these thoughts and all this information bogging my head down. You know, like nobody knows. Come on. You're playing a guessing. But guessing is dangerous, guys. Guessing is a bit dangerous. Because, you know, you can guess, and take yourself down a fucking road you don't even go down in your own mind. It's like, yo, as I said, assumptions are dangerous. What I say is assume the best. Never, ever assume the worst. And if you want to help yourself out in keeping your thoughts consistent, well, advice to myself, turn the fucking TV off. And calm down on the amounts of YouTube fucking videos you're watching of people telling you they know how the universe works. Like myself. Oh, you can stick around for me, okay? But no, seriously, like, you know, I want to do stuff, sing, dance, fucking. I've always wanted to express myself, you know. I don't want to speak about serious shit all the time, you know. Like, life's not so fucking serious. I mean, it's as serious as we make it out to be, you know? And I'm done taking shit so seriously. Like, it's draining me. I'm done with the heavy shit, yo. I'm going back to the unicorns and the fucking rainbows and the fucking, you know what I mean? The rest of the shit and the philosophy and the philosophical discussion of all the serious shit, and it's like, fuck, dude, that's not me. I'm not going to pretend to be some fucking guy that I'm not. I'm not. Like, all I know is reality exists, I'm alive, and love exists. Okay? And I believe in the eternal promise. And that's it. And God, it feels good. But I don't want to get caught into all the fucking details of what it is I've just mentioned. And now we're going to get into a full philosophical fucking discussion of why it is that I think what it is I think. It's like, listen, dude, it feels good, bro. Like, I can't explain any more than that to you. Why do I believe that? Well, it feels good. So I want to be less about speaking about what I'm feeling and more about feeling what it is I'm speaking. Actually, both. Sorry, that's conundrum. Like, I became an intelligent guy, and then I realized I don't want to be fucking intelligent. This shit is fucking exhausting, and it's enough to put you in a fucking mental asylum. So I don't want to be fucking intelligent. You know, oh, we need to be the most intelligent fucking person ever because then we can make a mark on the world and blah 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm cool. Fuck that shit. All the intelligence does is isolates you. Like, with all this useless fucking information floating around your head that you can't even fucking verify. No, you can't even have a normal fucking conversation with people. And then you wonder why. And that was me. Just gonna have a normal fucking conversation. Like, yeah. Like, I'd rather be fucking a goofball. I'm done being stressed, you know. Stress life on you. I want to go back to being a kid, you know. I want to have fun. I wake up excited, some breakfast, and then just fucking simple shit, you know. There's a little frog in my house. I'm gonna go pick the frog up and play with the frog just now, you know. It's so cute. And they feel so nice. We were told, yo, don't touch a toad because you'll get a wart. It's like, no, guys, what are you saying? Like, you can't prove that. What fucking book did you read that out of? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that what I'll tell you, whatever you believe is what happens. So if you believe you're gonna get a fucking blister when you touch a toad, you're probably gonna get one. If you believe you're getting sick all the time, you're probably gonna get sick all the time. So what I'm saying is, like, believe it feels good. I mean, you see a frog, you're like, oh, it's cute, I'm pick it up. I'm like, oh no, careful, they're fucking poisonous. It's gonna fucking things gonna fucking give you a fucking blister or some shit. Like, nah, dude, I'm cool, bro. I'm gonna pick this frog up. It feels like a good thing to do. We need to go with our positive feelings, not our negative ones, is what I'm saying. You know, like, we need to use our positive experiences to depict our modality. That's what we need to do. And be calm with ourselves. If a stressful thought comes in, just let it go and change it. You know, and write down the future you want to experience. There's nothing wrong with that. Write that down. It's very helpful. It's so totally helpful. Write what you want to believe, how you want to feel, how you want to interact with people, what magical stuff you'd like to experience, and just write it down. And immediately you are bringing it into your reality. Immediately, there's no delay. And forget about it. Just keep writing positive shit down about what you prefer, not what you don't prefer. I'm gonna write this whole existential essay on why your life is so terrible. Like, no, just write, design your life, write and design a happy fucking fantasy life. Do that, and immediately you're putting it into yourself. It's like everybody has heard about the toads, doesn't mean it's true, right? It's what we believe is true to us. Absolutely, absolutely. We believe junk food. Oh, we're gonna get fat if we eat junk food. It's like, no, somebody just told you that. Okay, we actually get fat because we get insecure about our weight, and then we start imagining ourselves getting fatter, and then we get fatter. Actually, you'd be so surprised how the mind works with the body. Seriously. And that's why I'm done going down conspiracy fucking bullshit. I'm done. Leave me out of it. I'm done. Leave me out of it. I'm going to heaven, very soon. So if you want to come with, write that down. Promise it'll happen. People ask me, how do you know? I'm like, it feels good. It feels so good. It feels real. It's real. Therefore, it must be real. Because the only thing I've been able to use in order to determine what is real and valuable in my life is how I feel about it. I love my parents, man. So, that love is real for me. It's real. It's important to me. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on good shit. I don't want to focus on all this other shit that's happening on the fucking internet or the TV and shit. It's like, nah, I'm cool. I thought I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to live again. I want to feel again. But this time better than ever before. Which I know is what will happen because that's what I feel is happening in a very big way. So that's the end of my talk. I'm going to write some stuff down now. I love you guys lots. I hope you're keeping well, and I'll see you soon. And remember, just think about shit that makes you happy. It's that simple. It's seriously that simple. Love you. Bye bye.